Yeah, but it's busy time and it gets even busier because we are live, baby. Welcome back to another episode of the Deadhead Podcast, episode 53, I believe. I think I'm blocking it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
there it is. Right where Homelander's at, I have the number 53. For some reason, my dumbass put the number of the episode in the middle of the thumbnail and not to one of the corners, so it's a little bit easier to see. But,
Well,
uh,
you'll get there. Maybe next time. Maybe next time you
yeah,
can put it right in the slit between our faces, between our
yeah,
cams.
yeah. Let's see. Sorry, something pop. Okay, I'm having issues on the. Okay, well, so usually, before we get the show going, because we're so not professional over here, which is mostly my fault. It's not Jan's fault. I'm trying
Oh
to
wow.
make this go live on our Twitch, on our Twitter page, and it's now not letting me do that. So if you're here, thank you for coming to our YouTube channel. If you're also here, thank you for coming to our Twitch channel. This is it. Like, if it keeps going like this, we're not going to be able to go live to Facebook anymore, which we can't currently, and we can't go live to Twitter. So now YouTube and Twitch is it. But anyway, that's the point.
I blame Elon Musk.
Dude, F that guy. But thank you guys for coming back to another episode of the Deadhead Podcast, episode 53. Feels good to be back, but a lot going on. Jan, how's it going, buddy?
Well, it's going mostly all right. Actually have some exciting news for myself, not much for anybody else. But I'm going to Vienna for a couple of weeks in a few days
Awesome.
actually. Yeah.
Oh, good deal.
This friend of my dad's, she has a place there with some cats in it, and I guess she had to travel and she needed someone to cat sit.
Hmm.
So here I am, wanting to be in a place where I can speak German to improve my German and all. So that seems like a good deal. Also, it's more up north, so I'm hoping it's chillier there. I don't know how it is there in the States, but we've been having hellish heat over here. I'm telling you, if I didn't live by the sea, I don't know how I would have survived. It's terrible, dude. We've been having
Yeah, it's been the same. It's been the same way here. So it's been excruciatingly hot. And now this entire week it's calling for rain. So it's gonna rain like every day. And honestly, it's probably I don't want to sound old, like old people go, man, we need a good rain. We do need a good rain. Like
Oh man, I
it's
love
so damn
summer
hot.
rain. Summer rain is
I do
great.
too. I do too.
Yeah,
That's like the only
it
part
smells
about
really nice too.
summer. That's like the only part on summer that I like is the summer rain. Other than that, I hate the heat. And I don't know how you feel about it, but I
Yeah, I
love
get
like
that.
the fall time. Fall and like the right at the dusk of spring as well. Like kind of like in the beginning towards like the middle of spring. It's just a beautiful time. And then after that, it's just hot as shit or cold. It's crap. And it's just like it's just very depressing. I hate it. But
No, I'm right with you there. Yeah, hate the
but
cold,
I'm
hate the
I'm
heat.
excited. I'm
But
excited. I'm excited for you, man. Like so while you're so you'll mostly be cat sitting, right? You're gonna
well, I
be
mean, cat sitting. I'm gonna have to, just feed those animals, and then I'm pretty much on my own, or up to my, how do you say it, to my devices. I have a few contacts there, some people I can meet, but mostly I just want to explore, right? I hear it's a very young city in the sense I've never been there, but
hmm.
I guess there's a lot of young activities to do. I really looked up some like gaming related hotspots to check out. So I'm excited.
Huh.
Uh,
That sounds fun, man. Sorry, are you going? It's gonna be just you. Like they're not gonna bring a
just
buddy
me,
with you or anything.
just me.
Wow.
Yeah, no, but it's
This
which
might be the time you need, man. Just some time just to yourself and go, meet new people and do whatever.
I
Yeah,
was
that's
I was
exciting.
thinking just that. Yeah, have some adventures. Hopefully it doesn't end up with me, just being in that apartment for 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, look, the main thing is just for me and everybody who watches and loves you, man. Just be careful, okay? Be careful, dude. Don't do anything
All
that
right.
that I wouldn't do. Don't anything that you wouldn't do. You know what I mean? Like deep inside, you can't be letting yourself get wrapped up in any kind of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, no,
by all means, wrap it up, please. Anyway, so
no, definitely. Thank you for the advice. Yeah, I
okay,
wouldn't.
I was expecting a little bit more of a reaction to the wrap it up thing, but all right. But I guess
Well,
you
I
guess you
mean,
already got the shit on wrap.
well, you know me. I mean, you know I will.
That's funny. Yeah, that'd be kind of wild.
Wouldn't it?
Germany, huh? Anyway.
Austria, but
Oh, Austria. Okay.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
but yeah,
That's
we'll see.
awesome.
Maybe in the next episode I'll have all kinds of tales to tell. Who
Good.
knows? I'll tell you
Good.
there.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. I mean, like I at this point, so I was telling Jan before the show started, my baby daughter's due July 30th. My wife right now, she's either going to be induced, where it's going to be a couple days before the baby's here, or she's going to have a C-section and she'll be here on the 30th. So I'm going to be like busy as hell those first few weeks. So by the time I come back, I think it'll be good to have a good catching up on what Jan's been up to in Austria. So
Definitely.
it sounds good.
Can I throw in a fun fact?
Sure.
Since you mentioned it, did you know that I'm a C-section baby?
I am too.
Oh man, dude!
Yeah, I am too.
Twins matching.
yeah, we look exactly alike. Yeah, no,
Right?
it is. Yeah, it's a very it happens more than you think. I mean, like for me, the way that they described it to me, now that you bring this up, like when I was being born, I had breached so much, like I turned to the side so much before I was born that the umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck, and so they had to do a C-section because I kept as I was moving, it was getting like tighter. So they had to they had to do it. So but I hope that's not the case for my daughter. I was just I guess I was just hard headed from birth, I guess.
I mean, you're a big guy, so I guess even as a baby you're kind of
maybe so.
In my case, so it wasn't like that. What happened is that well, I'm trying not to be too graphic here, but what happened is pretty much there was
you can spit it out. It'll be all right.
The opening, it was kind of my head was too big. Let's put it that way, right?
Right. You can't say that now, but yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Right?
Go ahead.
So I was just too big. I couldn't fit through. So and they tried their darndest. The C-section was like their last resort. From what my mom tells me, she's been like 20 hours into labor or something like that before doctors went, you know what, actually we could. This is why I have like a natural distrust for doctors. I think it all began from there. But yeah,
do you really have a distrust for doctors? Like, is that joking?
Well,
or do you actually...
no. It's more an inside joke. Well, I just had, I don't know why, but I think it's a noble profession, of course, but I had a lot of bad experiences with doctors, starting with my birth. Just made my mother go through all kinds of pain for nothing, right? I don't know why. Even the first hour, she doesn't manage to push the baby through. I don't know why I have to make her put through 20 more. But that's yeah, right. Dude, I mean, is that insane?
20 hours of labor? Yeah, that's a long time, man, and I'm sure that wasn't fun.
No, I bet it wasn't. I don't remember any of it, but I'm sure that I wasn't having a good time either.
Yeah, no, I mean, but it is kind of crazy, man. It's women out there, dude. It's an awesome thing to be able to bring somebody into the world and go through. Your body goes through such a huge transformation and it's so much pain, but then at the end of it, it's life. It's wild. Like it's just crazy. Like you don't really see it until you are with someone who has your baby and you see them just grow and grow and grow. And my wife she's just now showing that she's pregnant. Like she hit it for a while, she didn't even show it. And now she's getting to the point where it's like, okay, she's like, I want this baby out of me because it's pissing me off. Like every day it sucks. And she said it doesn't hurt. She just says she's having a hard time getting comfortable. Like she can't sit in one spot too long without kind of you see her tossing and turn a little bit, and she'll get up and move around the house and stuff. And it must suck, like especially when it's hot as like it's been.
Yeah, it must be also the weirdest feeling ever, right? You feel this little thing growing inside of you.
Yeah, it's
Would
wild.
You do it? Like if you could.
Oh, like if I. Oh well, I mean, whose baby is it?
Well, it doesn't matter. Generally.
I mean, like to have the feel. Yeah, I mean, definitely, probably just to
right?
see. But I don't want to go through the birth part though, because I know I'm
I,
gonna
I well,
I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. It's like I'm not gonna act all tough and bravado about it, dude. That I shit like just like I don't want kidney stones for this exact reason. I have a pretty high pain tolerance, but the shit that I hear from that, it's like, bro,
oh,
like
yeah.
y'all win, and I'm not even gonna try to like compete with it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you got something coming at your body. Your body has to like to. It's crazy.
The
F it.
bones have to like dilate or something.
Yeah, it's
I
nuts.
once read, I think, I don't remember where, but I read the pains of labor were worse than the pains of that a war veteran goes through. Uh, so that's something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense, dude. It makes
Right?
sense. Like, yeah, I mean, both of them are not good, but like when your body, like you said, like your body has to contort in itself
Hmm.
just to, it has to make shift its own, like its own original programming just to get this baby out. And it's crazy, dude. I respect her, respect all mothers out there, man. Y'all go through it. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just for the bravery alone.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But anyway, so one of the main topics of this episode was going to be the boys, and it
Hmm.
still will be. We'll talk about the boys a
Hmm.
little bit. I'm all caught up. Oh, so caught up. Got me feet. Okay. Anyway, I'm all caught up on the show. I've already done. I've all watched all 4 seasons, and
Awesome.
season 5 doesn't come out till 2026.
Oh,
Trash. Anyway,
damn.
yeah, that sucks ass. Anyway, but I'm all caught up on the show, and I am a fan. I have season 3 on Blu-ray, seasons
That's
one,
proof.
season 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. I also have. I don't have all of them, but I have some of the trades of the boys comic. And let's see, I got another one right here.
Oh, damn. Those look good. Are the
Oh,
comics any good?
no.
That doesn't surprise me. Like I didn't even know that a comic existed until I came across a YouTube video, and I'd only read the title. I only read the title, and it's "Why the Boys Comic is Trash" or something like
It's
that.
it's not good. It's not good. It has moments, right? It has moments, and it's edgy as hell, just like the show is, but
Hmm.
with 0% of the charisma that the show
Hmm.
brings from like all the characters involved. I know you're in season 1, so there's even more characters to show up later. Um, but yeah, the comics are not g- even comparable to the
Damn.
media as far as the show goes. But enough about me. Jan is
Right.
halfway through season 1.
That is true.
What are your
I'll,
thoughts on halfway through
I'll,
season 1?
I'll give it to you in just a second. But first, I just wanted to highlight something. This is the second time that Amazon Prime Video has distributed a comic book adaptation
Mm-hmm.
and made like a show that is popularly considered better than the comic book that it adapts. The second one being Invincible.
Yeah.
Now nobody says
Mhm.
Invincible is trash, but they do say that the show makes a lot of changes for the better. So I think it's funny how that happened twice.
I'll be honest with you though. I think because I've actually read over half of the Invincible comic series. I haven't
Uh-huh.
finished it, but I read over half of it. I actually have. Might not be able to see it, it's behind me, but I have like the first 15 trades of Invincible, and I think Invincible is just as good on the comic as it is in the show. If I'm
Hmm.
being honest, like
I enjoy
I
it
don't
too.
see too much difference. I think they're great, honestly. Like the books, yeah,
Yeah,
but
no. No, I agree. I agree with you. It's a very enjoyable read, but uh, but I just know that there's this general consensus that
yeah,
people
yeah,
think that what the show did is better.
right.
However, all right, The Boys season 1. So yeah, I was supposed to watch the whole season, but I didn't because throwing an excuse here. I don't have an excuse, honestly. I just I thought I had more time than I did.
Yeah.
And I also just started playing Devil May Cry again, and that's this topic for later. But from what I've seen, I'm really enjoying it. and this is rare. This is rare. This should be applauded because I don't usually like TV shows. I might have said that I didn't usually. This is one TV show that I can definitely see. I can definitely see myself watching season 4 by the end of August, if not before. No problem. I think that as you said, it's pretty edgy, but it's also very charming. It's it's edgy in a fun way. I guess you also gotta kind of like that kind of humor, also those kind of vibes. It kind of speaks to the. It's not just edgy. I think it's outrageous. I think it really pushes the envelope. I mean, I've only seen 3 episodes, to be honest, and in those 3 episodes, I've seen stuff you wouldn't dream of seeing, right? In any other, not just shows, right? Just before, just today, the last episode I watched, it's the one where so they're looking for this compound V, right? They still don't know exactly what it is, some kind of steroid, right, for superheroes, or soups, as they call them. And Popclaw, this kind of B-tier superhero, takes it, and she goes ape shit, right? She seduces her landlord, and fucking, I mean, can I say it? Is this so
Sure.
pretty much she makes him eat her ass, and I guess she sits on his ass so hard that his head splits open. It's insane, and she is enjoying all of it. I think she actually she reaches orgasm as his head cracks open. It's insane. I was looking at it, I was like, damn, this is like there are only 2 places on earth we're gonna find this. Here and in fucking, those outrageous fan fictions, it usually involve minors of some children's show. These are the only 2 places you find stuff like that. So
that's wild. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's because well, I don't know how far you do. Let me say this without giving it away. Is
right.
Popclaw? Is she? Do you know if she in a relationship with somebody? Do you
Yeah,
know?
with A-Train. I know.
Okay,
Well,
all
I
right,
mean,
good.
in a relation, I mean, they're not official because A-Train is kind of an asshole. I mean, that's kind of the thing. I think that another thing I want to say is that I really like this subgenre that The Boys is part of, which is stories about heroes that are self-aware, that are actually thinking, okay, if heroes actually existed, right? Then what would they actually look like in our world, right? So Invincible does that. The Boys do that. I'd love to have like a third. Oh man, the only third example I can think of is My Hero Academia, which it makes me a total weeb. But and it's also that one is a way more optimistic and naive take on it. But it does have something of that. There is a bit of a critique on what a society like that would look like. And something that The Boys does too is in a world where we are so used to having superheroes come save the day, a lot of people become passive, right? They don't feel the need to be Samaritans, right? To just help out people because they think, oh man, a hero is going to do it for me, right? Why should I? It's just something that I really enjoy as a superhero hater, certified. I really enjoy these kinds. I'm not, but you know what I mean. As someone who doesn't enjoy the superhero craze, the one that is dying off, I really enjoy this. These are the kind of superhero stories I like, and I think they are going. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, what I didn't mean to cut you off. I know you were cooking, but one of my things that I liked, what I like about this show, is that it kind of go off what you're saying about if superheroes actually existed. This is pretty realistic of how I feel like things would be, because with this company as big as Vault, and I know you don't know much about Vault yet, the company that
but I can
owns
tell they're
these
like
superheroes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like they are commercializing these heroes for profit. That's all they're trying to do. They're just trying to make money, and you'll see as you get through the show, without giving too much away, how far they're willing to go to make these heroes look like they're some great people, when in actuality they're all assholes. Every single one of them, with the exception of a couple. There's a couple in there not terrible, but all of them pretty much assholes. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was actually going to say exactly what you said. Is that the Boys is the only one where it takes it to. It tries to have the take of the whole commercialized aspect, right? Just we're in a world that is so capitalistic, right? Where everything is we're so focused on looks and on reputation, right? Because everything is a product, everything can be condensed into a product, and so superheroes in this world are too. But it's much
That's
more
right.
than that. Of course, there's it has a lot of different points of view. It also shows the various dynamics, right? Inside the superhero group, we have Starlight, which is one of the main characters, who, she's this very naive girl who always wanted to be a superhero, who looked up to them, yada yada yada. And like the other character, the other main character, Huey, who also gets kind of his the veil uncovered from in his eyes. I think her awakening is much more harsh, because she's actually inside this whole thing, right? She just sees how corrupt and how terrible the people in this industry are, and she just has to play nice, right? It's I like it a lot.
Hmm.
And I gotta say, like, I actually like her character, but her scenes are like the toughest to watch. Every time it like
Yeah.
cuts to her, I'm like, oh, I just groan, because it's never like she
Yeah.
keeps getting abused in every possible way. She
Yeah,
just
dude.
has to, like, just grin through it all. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
That first scene with the Deep, right? The
Mhm.
Aquaman of this.
Yeah,
And like yeah, I was the same way too. Like she's such a innocent character and just want to be a part of this team. And then she gets there and she's told the only way she can stay there is if she pretty much gives this guy some sloppy toppy. And he's like, and she goes along with it because she's like terrified at that point. Like what
yeah,
I
because
she feels, yeah, she feels vulnerable. She's like, well, I mean, I've always wanted this, and he's over here threatening to take it all away. So it sucks, man. It sucks, and especially in
terrible.
the beginning for Starlight, especially Starlight. I I don't know how far I should go. Okay, I don't. I'm not gonna spoil anything.
Yeah, no, but go
Starlight.
ahead. Just,
I will say this. I think Starlight is her story in the beginning, couple seasons, like seasons 1 and 2, is way more interesting and impactful than her
mhm,
character is now, in my
mhm.
opinion.
Okay.
I think they got to a certain point with her character and was like, I have no idea. I want her around. I like the actress, Like I could see the creators of the show being like, well, we like this actress, we like Starlight, we got to keep her around, but I don't know what the hell to do with her besides, what X, Y, and Z. I
All
can't really
right.
talk about it, but yeah, like it's that you see how effed up this team of superheroes is heroes is as the show goes on. There's actually some
Hi,
of the stuff
Axel.
that yeah, some of the stuff that like Homelander does from this season forward is like holy
Yeah.
shit. And then um and A Train is a very interesting character because he has a bit of a progression, and I won't go too much into that, but you
Okay.
see where he starts out. He gets a lot more screen time. Queen Maeve, you can already tell she's just done with this shit. Like even from the first episode when she sees Starlight
Oh yeah.
crying and stuff because she did whatever to the Deep, and Maeve is like, get over it, sweetie, whatever. Like it's not,
I think
stop acting all.
she's like
Oh, did
super
she help?
harsh. She says some.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says like, don't let them ever see you like this.
Oh, okay, okay. So something even
Yeah,
worse
she's
than what I said. Gotcha.
yeah.
But yeah, but she's just done with it. And then the
Oh yeah.
Deep, that dude's an asshole. I mean, you can just tell what he's
Yeah, I think
trying to do.
yeah.
And then Black Noir. Black Noir is this like mysterious character. Have you really saw too many scenes with him yet?
Just one scene where exactly he just acts very mysterious. Starlight goes up to him, tries to shake his hand. He just doesn't, and doesn't
Yeah.
want to hear it. It just leaves.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very interesting dynamic. So what do you I see there's an Axel 05 that was in the comments. I'll go ahead and put your comment up on the screen. Hi Axel, how's it going, man? Or how you doing? I don't know. Fuck it. Anyway, so sorry, I'm out of my element. We talked about the heroes. So what do you think about the boys, the team, right? What do you think about
Oh, so
Butcher,
they are the
MM?
boys. Okay.
Yeah, they are the
Okay, that
boys.
makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, it's kind of I really like their interactions. I really do. I think I don't. Maybe I don't really enjoy their characters uh individually, right? But as a team, I really like them. You know,
Hmm.
Huey's kind of the wimp, but can tell he's
Yeah.
growing some balls as the story goes forward. You know, he's finally finding that fight in him. Now that he has a cause, this cause being having some vengeance for his girlfriend, right?
Dude,
And
what'd you think about that? A wild kill, wasn't it?
that was
Standing off the curb and then A Train just runs right through
insane.
her.
You know what?
Yeah.
I felt so stupid that I didn't expect it. Because like it's like obvious setup, right? Obvious setup. You know, you see the girlfriend, they're talking about future plans together, and they're going for the kiss, and as they go there, boom! Like her like spinal cord is like going everywhere, is being shattered. Terrible,
Wild.
terrible. Also,
Wild.
the guy Huey, whoever portrays him, great actor. Like
Yeah.
he acted like very naturally in that scene. All around, I'd say great acting from what I've
Yeah.
seen. So sometimes I gotta admit, sometimes dialogue is a bit stilted, like it's a bit too much. Maybe, but just in a few scenes. Overall, I'm really satisfied with it. Like I don't know, sometimes it's a bit too in your face. Like when when Huey first meets Butch, is that his name?
Yeah.
Uh,
Butcher.
Butcher, yeah. And Butcher gives this whole expositionary speech, like, "Oh, they're everywhere. Video games, movies. They gotta sell them." Man, I can't believe how many members of the Seven are gone or dead. Yes, I also can't believe that.
Yeah, he can't believe it because he hasn't seen it. So be very
Exactly.
careful what you say next.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but
uh,
there is a lot. There's a lot of death in the show. I'll leave it at
I
that.
imagine. I mean, I've already seen one death, which is the Invisible Man or Translucent,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
Well, yeah, dude. Wild. That's a crazy
that
scene. Crazy.
guy. But you know what? I was so glad that he's the first to go because he and the Deep, they are like the painful characters to look at. Just straight up assholes, straight up
Look at that's
scum.
fun.
Oh man,
You
it's all right, Axel. I don't.
painful guy. You said a painful guy to look at, and you talking about translucent. You
Well,
can't look at
you see
translucent.
that?
So
Hello?
get back to the
The
boys
boys.
for a second.
Yeah, the
So
boys.
like,
Just every time, as I said, every time that because like the two main characters, at least for now, are Starlight and Huey, right? And they're both experiencing this shattering, right, of what the world of superheroes is really like from different points of view. And if every time as I said, every time I see Starlight, I groan because I'm like, oh shit, what are we gonna do to her now? Every time they cut to Huey and the gang, the boys, I just smirk because because their hijinks are just so fun. The way they interact with each other is just so enjoyable. Do you think
yeah,
Homelander was a good guy before the laser came down? I would have if the internet didn't exist. I mean, before I knew anything about before I even knew this was like a TV show, my Instagram feed was full of like scenes of like Homelander telling people to jerk off in front of other people or telling people to suck off other people. I mean, like like even when like Butcher says when Hugh calls him, "Oh my God, are the superheroes so bad?" And Butcher goes, "All of them except Homelander. The guy's a saint." I'm like, "Yeah, right,
yeah, that guy's a saint.
right, right."
Dude, I will say one of the funniest lines. Well, I love uh there's a scene in the season ones, and I'm pretty sure you've gotten to this part where Huey and Butcher are sitting in the car, and Butcher was getting Huey to go inside a vault to put a bug in the building. Have you gotten
Oh,
to
of
this part
course,
yet?
yeah. Of course,
Okay.
it's
So
the beginning.
obviously Huey doesn't want to go in there because he's terrified, and A Train is there because the whole reason he's going there is to accept A Train's apology. and sign the contract and all that stuff. Well, anyway, Butcher's like, if you go in there, you take this bug and you go put it underneath the table. And Huey's like, what? I'm gonna get caught. He's like, Butcher's like, just think about it like the fucking Matrix. You got the red pill where you can sit in the corner, cry, jerk off all day, or you could take the blue pill, or was it the red pill? Just stop being a cunt.
Yeah, he's great. He's just great. I love him.
I've been trying to work on that accent, but I can't do it.
What
yet,
what
so
accent is that? I didn't like. I don't want to say something stupid.
I guess
it's like Cockney or something like that, or
yeah, it's probably I would say that's what it reminds me of most. It kind of has like a, I don't know, but I'm trying to get it down, and I sound terrible when I do it. So I'll start
you sound better than I
do.
Honestly, I had like a whole like I was debating whether to do like a whole bit where I just go, stop being a cunt, will you? Or all the soups are cunts.
He's like, I want you to go up there, be real polite, be cordial, and then tell him you gotta take a fat shit. Go in there, plant the bug, easy peasy, Japanesey.
SP, what is supposed to be a parody of? Well, are they all supposed to be parodies or something? Well, I mean, I guess she reminds me of what's her face? I don't know what her English name is. The chick from Teen Titans, the one that gets with Robin. You know, the one, red hair.
Oh yeah.
The alien. Her name is also Starfire, isn't it? Starfire.
Oh yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. But here's the thing, though. Her. So this is just you might disagree with this, and as the show goes on, you might actually start agreeing. I think her power isn't that good. I don't like her powers.
Starlight's.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Well, I'm not sure what her power is right now. Like, they never really fully explained it. I've seen that she makes lights flicker, so and then she can like emit these bursts of light, which hurt people. And at first I thought she just blinds them, but it actually hurts. It's like a beam. So. I mean, honestly, of all the powers they've like displayed, it's one of the better ones so far. Like translucent, I mean, it's cool, but it's not that practical. Like at the very beginning, the very first scene, there's like a few kids like talking about who their favorite superhero is, and one of them is like, he loves translucent. I'm like, how can you enjoy him? He's such a nothing hero. That's like, imagine your favorite hero. I mean, at least the Invisible Woman. You know, Susan Strong. At least she's cool. She can do something else besides becoming invisible. She has the force fields and all that, right? So Homelander is Superman. Queen Maeve is Wonder Woman. Black Noir is back. Okay, that checks out. The Deep is Aquaman. The A-Train is the Flash. Oh well, that checks out.
Yeah,
but they're all DC. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. To go off of what you're saying, like Black Noir is a funny one because I could see a Batman comparison, but also there's a character that you're going to meet in season 4 that also is very reminiscent of Batman, and his name is Tek Knight, is what his name is.
Like Tek Knight.
T-E-K Knight, like a knight, like a medieval knight. And without giving too much away, he's a billionaire. So I guess you could say maybe he's kind of like an Iron Man type character. If you look at his suit, it's kind of very Iron Man-esque, but then he's got a butler and all this other stuff, and it's like, well, damn, is he? And then he talks about having a sidekick too. So it's
Robin.
Like, you know,
well, you know what? Well, you know what? It could also be like, since Black Noir was introduced so early, maybe he was supposed to be the Batman counterpart, and by the time they got to season 4. They maybe wanted to implement something else about Batman that they didn't implement with Black Noir. Again, I'm just
really fast. You might well, I don't know if you'll like it, but we did see the Boys the Spider-Man version of the Boys in season 4. So there's actually a version of Spider-Man in this universe.
Did you like him? Okay, that's an answer in itself. I
can't wait for you to get to that part. It's going to be It's
Dude,
gonna
I
be
mean,
really awesome.
I think we can rename the show to like the Boys show, the Boys podcast. I think we'll just be
Dude.
talking about this for like the end of summer. There's also a group based on the Avengers will be introduced in season 3. That I cannot wait for that. I know a total of like 5 Avengers. That's not true. Hey, okay, can you like go off on a tangent?
Sure.
Is Spider-Man an Avenger?
Is Spider-Man an Avenger?
Yeah.
I
Because
mean,
I remember when I was a kid, I remember he hated Tony Stark, at least in the comics. Like Tony Stark is like an asshole in the comics, and Spider doesn't want to have anything to do with him. I think in Civil War, he even sided with Captain America. I think.
so I obviously you're more of the Spider-Man comic guy, so I'm not going to step on your toes there because I don't know. But correct me if I'm wrong. There are versions of the comic where Spider-Man is like the leader of the Avengers, isn't he? Doesn't he like?
Oh
Isn't he kind of
man,
like? I'm
I
pretty
haven't
sure there
read
are
those.
pretty sure there are comics where he's like the leader, and then I want to say Black Panther is kind of like he kind of plays the role of like the Tony Stark character, where he's kind of like he finances the group, he finances everybody.
And where's Tony Stark?
I don't know. He's might be dead. I don't know.
Man,
I said I don't know.
So
I'm
hard
just
to
what I'm
follow.
hearing.
No, I get you. I mean, I'm also just talking of pure memory of comics that my dad brought. In the MCU, Pure and Tony are pretty close. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
trash.
I'm very familiar with that.
You said unfortunately.
I mean, Tony's pretty much his. I mean, I don't want to make an appropriate joke, but I mean,
go ahead.
He's his daddy, right? He's just. I mean, there's not even an Uncle Ben. Tony Stark is the Uncle Ben of the MCU, right?
Yeah, I mean there is technically an Uncle Ben.
There
like,
has been one.
There has
I know.
one, but he didn't leave
and
nearly as much of an impact.
Yeah, they didn't want to tread old ground, so they didn't want to do the whole. I mean, I get that, I respect that, but I just Peter being such a fanboy of Iron Man, it's such a betrayal of the character, and him looking up to Iron Man so much, even becoming. We've said it a bunch of times, Iron Man Jr. That's pretty much that's not Spider-Man. That's Iron Man Jr.
Hey, Axel, I'm telling you right now, this is a can of worms. You might want to stay away from.
Yeah, you might have.
Because Jan will this is a whole different thing for him. Like, and it's same thing for me. Like it's to me, like everything that embodies Spider-Man, Tom Holland's version of the character does not do that. It just doesn't. And it's not that he's necessarily bad. I don't hate Tom Holland. It's just the way they've written his character. He plays in Tom, because he's so typecasted, he in turn turns every character he plays into that version of Spider-Man. I mean, look at Nathan Drake. He looked the part. He could play Nathan Drake. It's just the way he acted. It's just the way he talked and everything. It sounded like Spider-Man to me. His version.
Half smartass and half wimp. Half guy that he's making a cocktail. Did you know this cocktail was made of blah 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 blah? And the first time that a guy did it, he fucking died of pneumonia or whatever. And on the other half, there's him like punching a dude in the face and going, "Oh my god, sorry."
I will say there's a part where they're like speaking of that movie though, there's a part in the kitchen scene in Uncharted where this big guy throws Nathan into the wall and he gets up and the guy talks to him. He sounds like he's from Scotland. So he's like, welcome. And then Tom's like, what? That reminded me of Nathan Drake a little bit. I feel like Nate would be like that, but that's only like a small example of.
I think that Nate would have done it a much more charismatic way. I think he would have said something. He would have put it like I don't know, a quip or something. Speaking of Peter, do you guys think he'll be in Venom 3?
No.
As someone who hasn't watched Venom 1 and 2, but consider this, Dylan. Consider this. In No Way Home, I think there's that post-credit scene.
It meant absolutely nothing. It meant absolutely nothing. Have you watched? You haven't seen any of them? Oh, see, now that would be fun. Hey, wait a minute. You're smiling and laughing.
I don't want to watch Venom.
No, listen. listen to me. I'm a defender of those movies. I actually kind of like them because there's just something
Okay.
about them. I like Tom Hardy and I like Venom. I think they do that pretty well. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that the movies
Okay.
are great. They're a good time. I just had fun. Like there's good
Okay.
time seeing Venom fuck people up and crack jokes. I'm fine with it. Like I'm cool with
All
it.
right. I'll watch the Bud Cop Fairy of Venom for you, Dylan.
I personally listen. I think it would be really fun if you did watch them because then hopefully you don't hate them as much as everybody else does, and then we can actually have a
Uh,
constructive conversation about these movies. Because to anybody else, cough cough. I'm not gonna call them out, but like there's people that just cannot have conversations about movies without immediately calling it garbage. When it's like, bro, like how is it trash? Like there's been way worse movies out there. The Venom movies are not that bad. Yeah, I'm
like
sorry. I will
Spider-Man Far From Home.
dude. Yeah, I think honestly, I think both Venom movies are better than that movie, in my opinion. I think both Venom movies are better than Far From Home. Not that Far From Home's a bad movie, but like the way people talk about this stuff is crazy. Like you know how it is. This fandom is toxic as shit. But I just don't get it. The Venom movies are good time. They're decent.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that I wouldn't hate them. What about Morbius one on Web?
These are trash. I can get it.
Well,
I
I
can be
mean,
okay with that.
well, okay. I mean, Morbius. I mean, you say it's trash, but it did grow so like what, a more $1 billion at the box office.
Yeah,
So,
it
I mean, it's statistically the best movie ever made. Madam Web. Yeah, sometimes I forget that movie even existed. You know what I
have you?
remember about the movie? The only thing I remember about that movie, there was this. Maybe you've probably seen this too, but there was like part of the advertising of this movie was this clip of the main actress whose name I can't remember. She was saying, in a very seductive voice, she says, "I think you're gonna really like Madame Web after we watch it. In fact, I think I'll watch it twice." That's the one thing I remember from that movie. The one enjoyable thing, at least.
Yeah, that was pretty enjoyable because she's right cute.
Right.
No, to go to Madam. So like, all right. So all jokes aside, Morbius is a below average movie. Is it the worst thing? I don't
Yeah,
think it's the worst. Madam Web,
pretty bad though.
it's pretty. Madam Web is pretty damn bad. Like I can't even defend it. Here's my problem with Madam Web, and we're getting off on a whole other thing now. I was talking about this with my sister yesterday because she came and visited for a little while. I feel like they completely disregarded everything about Madam Web that makes her cool. Instead, she can pretty much tell the future right before it happens instead of being this. But anyway, that's not the point. I think the worst part of it is the three Spider Women. The three Spider Women is this prolific team that was supposed to be this duo that could stop this. I forgot what his name is. He's actually in the comics. I can't remember what his name is. Who's the guy with the black hair who has the
I
black
haven't watched the
suit?
movie, so I can't.
Oh, you have seen it? Okay.
Yes, I
Well, he's
can,
actually
yeah.
the guy. He's actually like the original like first Spider-Man, essentially like in the comics. But the three Spider Women are supposed to be like, yeah, Ezekiel Sims.
Mm-hmm.
Ezekiel Sims. Yep, that's it. He's like the first original kind of like Spider-Man sort of, but he's not really Spider-Man. He just has the abilities, like he can climb
Like a
walls. And all that
proto
shit.
Spider-Man.
Correct. Yeah. So anyway, the thing that movie does that makes me laugh every time is that you got these three spider women, and these are all grown women in their 20s, like probably mid 20s, something like that. And they try to make them look small. They try to make them look young.
Why?
And it just kind of comes off kind of weird. It kind of comes off weird to me. Like because like I know you've heard her going around. Her name is Sydney Sweeney. You've heard of her, right?
Yeah, I know her.
She's like a sex symbol right now. Like she's just like
regarded
as like this. Like
remind me what she's been in.
Shit, dude, I don't know her freaking movies like that.
I'm Wikipediaing it now.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, do that. But while you're looking it up, I'll tell you, like she's kind of regarded as like a sex symbol, and she's not a bad looking lady. Like I'm not trying to say she's
but
not.
I mean, but of all the actresses, why her?
Okay, her chest mostly.
I guess that makes sense.
She's been topless in a few movies, and like apparently, like everybody's going wild for her.
Out of just for the audience, which ones?
Just for I just want to know just the ones I need to stay away from. Let me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I mean, this is. I mean, are we doing good journalism or what? We gotta let
Yeah,
we gotta let the people know.
yeah. I got
We are
just
men of
for
the people.
just for research. I just need to know which one it is. Anyway,
Oh,
I
actually,
do know
I've
which
seen a
one. I
movie
do
she's
know.
in.
What movie was that?
Which one? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't remember her being in that.
She's one of the Manson.
Yeah, I'm sure
Uh,
she is. Yeah,
in the
yeah,
big farm.
yeah.
Yeah,
One of the
I'm pretty
groupies.
sure.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's a great movie, by the way.
I
Holy shit.
loved it. I liked it way more than I thought I would.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm not a big we're jumping all over the fucking place. Let's just
Right.
calm
Okay.
down. One topic at a time. All
All
right,
right. You're
let's go
sick.
back to the Spider Women.
The three
Okay.
Spider Women.
So Sydney Sweeney is one of the Spider Women.
Hmm.
And in this movie, they don't even become the Spider Women. So in the trailer where it shows three women wearing the suit and they're beating up this dude, that doesn't even happen. It's like a flashback sequence. So that's not even in the movie.
Okay.
When they're wearing regular clothes, especially for Sydney Sweeney's character, it's very it's almost to me when I saw it, because I know how old she is, and they're trying to make her look like a
Yeah,
teenager.
she's 26. It says
She's
here.
wearing like a mini skirt and a tight shirt, like, and she kind of looks like one of those, like, you remember like those really like corny anime female characters where they have the big boobs and like they're you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's kind of what it reminded me of a
Okay.
little bit,
So
like when I'm
is that
watching it.
like a schoolgirl kind of thing?
Yeah. She kind of looked like
Okay.
that, and I was just kind of
Like
like,
okay.
I just thought it was so weird. I'm like, this is they should have just picked somebody younger. Like, I don't know why they did this. Like, it just didn't look right to me. But that's me though.
Man,
Um,
I need to see this. I
when I
need to
saw
see this.
you do, and I think that'd be funny as shit to talk about it. Anyway, when I saw Ezekiel in the trailers, I thought he was the Peter Parker Spider Man. I I can't
Imagine
share
that.
that. I can't
Imagine a
share that sentiment.
Spider-Man movie with Spider-Man in it. Wouldn't that be insane?
Dude, what is up with these? What is up with these Sony motherfuckers, man? Just put Spider Man in your movie. I don't get it.
Craven, Venom, Madam Web, Morbius. I mean, what's happening? Like, okay, the Venom one came out alright, from what you're saying. I think you know what it is. It's the Maleficent effect. You know, when the Maleficent movie, like a movie based on the villain, came out and everybody loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So no, and everybody's just jumping on a bandwagon. We want to make good. There's been like two good villain movies. One was Joker, but that's because they completely like rebooted the character, reimagined it. That's why it was good. And the other one was, I don't know, I guess Maleficent. Haven't seen it. He did appear in the Madame Web movie as a baby, and he was mentioned in Morbius. Oh, okay, now it's good then.
Yeah,
He's mentioned. That was good.
he is shown up as a baby. You see Uncle Ben, and then you see May. Not what? Who is it? I guess that's his. I guess that'd be his sister. Then wait a
Whose
minute.
sister?
Uncle Ben's in Madam Web, but I don't know
Okay.
who there's like this blonde Peter's mom. Who would that be? The
Okay.
Uncle Ben. Would that be like his? Would that be like his
Yeah, not
sister? I guess. Because they look pretty young.
I
They look like they're like in their
I'm
30s.
not
So
sure. Yeah, I guess. I'm not sure if like their paternal uncles, Uncle Ben is the paternal or the maternal one. So
yeah, I don't know either.
I'm not
But
sure.
who
I'm actually have
cares?
to Google that.
But the only time he was mentioned in Morbius was at the very end, and it was one of the corniest scenes of all time. I wish I could show it right now with you and Jan. Is like have you seen the end credit scene for Morbius, Jan? Have you seen that?
No.
It's some of the
What is
most trash ass acting I've ever seen in my life. So all you see is Morbius in the middle of this field, right? Let me paint
Okay.
the picture for you.
What kind of field? Like grass field, cornfield.
Yeah, it's like it was a grass field. It might have been pavement. I don't fucking remember. It's dark outside. But
Okay.
that's not the point of what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna put this up here when I say this because this is exactly what he says. So Morbius is standing in the middle of a field, and then Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming pops up out of nowhere
Okay.
in the suit. He comes down. I don't even think he comes down. I think he's just like
No.
floating in air. And he takes his mask off and he goes, hey Morbius, I've been looking for you. I don't know how I got here, but I think it has to do with Spider-Man. I think a couple guys like us should team up, do some good. And then you know how Morbius responds?
It's Morbin time.
No, he says intriguing. and then it cuts to black.
Then you know what, man, that yeah,
That sounds like some shit I would. Oh, okay, my bad. He doesn't take. He might not take off his helmet, but either way, it's still some of the corniest writing ever. Like it's so bad.
Yeah, that's totally like Ninja Turtle level, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Even not even Ninja Turtle, Ben 10. When we have the villain matchup, when they go like, he has something to do with Spider-Man, I think. Isn't he dead? By the way, isn't
Vulture?
I think Vulture and Morbius are trying to form the Sinisters. Yeah, and doesn't he die in Homecoming?
No, he doesn't. He gets taken to prison, and then he passes by the Scorpion, and the Scorpion asks him, "There's been rumors saying you know who Spider-Man is," and then the Vulture's like, "If I knew who he was, he'd be dead already." And then he walked away. Like, so he kind of kept Spider-Man's secret, you know. But
I guess that's when like the portal opened, the multiverse. But that's what happened in Multiverse of Madness when Doctor Strange did whatever he did in that movie. You know, he opened a portal and by accident that transported Vulture into Morbius.
It doesn't even make sense. It does not, like, and again, we're
the
talking
Vulture
about
Morbius are trying to form the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. But again, what Spider-Man is it? Like, what? It's like they're trying to lead to something, but they won't come out and say what Spider-Man it is.
But I think they don't know themselves. I think they're just just throwing things at our faces and seeing what sticks. Honestly, I think if that's their pitch for the Sinister Six, the idea is kind of dead on arrival. Is that before it even arrives? Because having Morbius as one of them is obviously like a big flop.
Mm-hmm.
The Vulture is one of the few compelling MCU villains, so I guess he has to be part of the team. But who else are they gonna have?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, like that's the thing. Like, how many more movies are they going to do? Like, I know we're going to get. You said it earlier. Craven. We're going to get Craven. And we already know Rhino. We already know Rhino is going to show up in that. So that's two more. So if you got them two, then you got Vulture and Morbius. Who's the other two? Because it can't be Venom. Venom's not part of the Sinister Six. But then again, they don't give a fuck about the comics, so he probably
he's not part of the Sinister Six either. Neither is Rhino.
No.
Craven.
Yeah, but it makes even less sense for Venom to be in there, though.
And then Venom, yeah, he wouldn't do that. But again, the Venom from the Venom movies is obviously very different from the Venom we know. But not even the Venom from the movies would do that, I think, because he's like not even a villain, is he? He's like
not really. Not really. He's more of like he's more of Eddie Brock's, like, which I guess in a way they kind of like that, but Eddie Brock and him are almost like best buds. Like, that's just it. Like, they got a bromance and they don't agree sometimes and they argue.
And it does. I heard that Black Cat may get her own Sony movie. As much as I love Black Cat, I would hate that. Like,
why?
Well, I mean, just because, again, it's another villain movie, and none of the MCU villain movies have been good. They're just complete. They portray these parodies of the characters, and I call them parodies and not reinterpretations because they're not. They don't have any depth behind them. It's just like the boys do. They're just products. They're taking this very popular figure from the comics who hasn't been adapted in the MCU yet. They're just digging, trying to find new characters, and they give them the whole movie just to glorify them. Because God forbid they're not introduced as main characters. Everything has to be introduced as a main character, so that then later when they do the mashup, it's like super exciting. It's so formulaic and overdone, and it was boring even before it was overdone. So, and I would hate that to happen to one of my favorite villains.
So real quick before we get to Axel's comment next, we were talking. So, like, what could they do in Black Cat though? Like, what could they, if they made a Black Cat movie? I mean, what kind of story would that be? Which I guess in a way, like, these movies suck ass, so story isn't obviously a priority for these guys. But like, what kind of story would you even tell with Black Cat?
Well, I mean, they just make up shit. Like, just what they're gonna do with Craven. Like, what kind of story would Craven tell? I know that I'm not answering directly that question, but think about Craven for a second. So, what's Craven as a character, right? he is this hunter, this incredibly experienced hunter he's gotten bored of hunting because he can just hunt any animal. He's just such a beast. And then he hears of this Spider-Man, this new kind of animal, and he feels the thrill of the hunt again. So how are you gonna tell a story with Craven without Spider-Man? You completely have to shamble the character and make what is probably and what could be a good story as they did with Joker, but we all know it's not gonna be, right? We all know it's gonna be a shallow, stupid story. You're gonna add a bunch of cliches that are going to bring the character down, and that's what we're gonna do with the Black Cat too. I don't know. Let me think. So she's like a cat burglar, right? So let's add a few characters. Let's say like a dad or a sister or some kind of like mentor figure that's really disappointed in her because of the life she's been doing. And but by the end of the movie, she realizes that this is who she is. She's not gonna be embarrassed by who she is. She's gonna keep being a burglar, but probably since she's the main character, they're gonna make her into a Robin Hood figure or something like that. You know, she's like a burglar, but like not so bad. This is just my pitch, but I imagine it would look something like that.
Yeah. What does make you think like how how much longer are they really going to keep this up? Because I mean, they
As long as people keep watching these movies.
yeah, I mean
Mhm.
yeah, I mean that's the thing.
Mhm.
They wouldn't keep making them if there wasn't an audience for them. So like if these movies are
Mhm.
so bad, why are they selling so well?
Because this is something that I realized recently, and it's not only about movies, it's about games too. I think that the casual audience doesn't really care. Another thing, this is not like an attack. I feel like there are some people who are just not nerds or not even nerd adjacent, who just wanna go to the movies with friends, watch something fun, and superhero movies are fun, so to just watch that. And there's a lot of these people like that. It's just like, dude, it's same thing like with Call of Duty, right? I mean, for the past 10 years, every new Call of Duty installment has been like shat on by every person who's like played more than 10 video games, right? And then
Mhm.
and yeah, they're saying like hot cakes because there's a lot of people who um, just want to play something fun, something quick with their friends, when they get back home from work. And Call of Duty is right up their alley. And that's what Call of Duty keeps selling. And with these movies, the same thing. It's not the MCU; it's the Sony Spider-Man universe. As stupid as that sounds, it's the SSU. Sorry, um, you're right. There is a difference.
Well, is
Um,
there? Because here lately, I mean, the Sony and MCU have been about the same as far as quality.
but yeah, but yeah, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, what I mean is they're different.
Yeah. I understand.
Which actually brings back to what you said. Actually, yeah, it's not gonna be Tom Holland Spider-Man, is it?
It
Because that's
can't.
MCU.
It can't be. It makes no. But see, that's the thing, though. If we say it can't, then why did they bring the Vulture in? Like, and
Oh
that's
shit, you're right.
so it's like it's weird. It's a weird thing to be in. If I'm being honest with you, all these villains that are showing up, it only makes sense you have Andrew come back and fight these guys because I think
Don't do that. Don't make me hope,
he's
dude.
he's got. Well, oh, don't make you hope. Okay, I thought you were about to disagree with me. I would love to see Toby again. I really would, but I think for this movie, I think it makes sense for Andrew though. I just think it does.
Yeah, I don't think Toby's coming back ever.
I
I think he's just that old. Like he's not super old, but he's not. Peter Parker, because even in the comics and the movies too, he's perpetually like 30 at most, in his early 30s at most. I don't think Toby he fits that criteria anymore, unless they do something like Logan, something like old hero, old weather down hero. At least do something cool like that, which I don't see the MCU ever doing, or the
yeah.
SSU.
But
Let's do
there's
that.
been
Then
some
it's not
hey,
gonna be
there's
fun.
been some rumors. There's been some rumors going around though because
Okay.
we'll get back to the boys in a minute. Okay, we'll get back to it. We can't really talk much about it because Jan's not as far as I am, or you probably. But like I've been hearing some rumors, and again, like you got to watch it because you know how it is with the MCU. There's a bunch of like, oh, like you're gonna have Galactus is gonna show up in Deadpool and Wolverine, like.
Yeah. Right.
That's some bullshit. It's not going to happen. Probably not going to happen, but you don't ever know. But there are rumors going around that with this Secret Wars storyline that they want to
Mhm.
try to bring the OGs kind of back together because oh
Excuse
shit,
me. Yep.
what the hell is that?
It's my ringtone. It's
Is
Andy
it,
from The Office singing
is it
"We Need
Andy?
to."
That's cool, dude. I
Oh,
thought that's what I heard. I love The Office.
yeah, it is. It's him.
But anyway, but I think what they're trying to do is I think they're trying to bring some of the OGs back. I heard that Hugh Jackman apparently is not going to
Uh-huh.
be done with the role after he plays Wolverine in Deadpool and Wolverine. Apparently, he's going to still
Cool.
play Wolverine. I know that there's been talks of trying to. I've heard Tobey Maguire talks as far as trying to get him to come back for this story because they tried what they were trying to do before. They were trying to get like the OGs together, like um what's his name? The guy that played the Punisher back when we were kids. I don't remember what his name
Yeah, I don't
was,
remember yet, but you know what I mean.
but he shows up in Spider-Man 2 at the very end of it. They were trying to get the Punisher, Spider-Man, the Wolverine
When you
was huge at
say
the time.
wait, when you say Spider-Man 2, who do you mean? Which Spider-Man 2
Uh
are you talking about?
the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2.
Okay, sorry. Okay, just
At
to
the
make sure.
very end when MJ is running through like she's in a wedding dress and she's running to Peter's apartment because she left
Uh-huh.
her husband to go back with him. And there's like there when she's running past like this water fountain, you see the guy who plays the Punisher, and he's like right behind her, and he looks back as she's running. Now it
But
could
he's
have just
not
been a
wearing like the
cameo.
skull short. He doesn't.
No, he's
Okay,
not.
he's
I mean,
not.
he's wearing all black, but he's not wearing like his signature suit or anything. So,
Mhm.
and that could have been just a cameo, but I think they did want to try to put all up in a movie and just never got around to it. I don't know if they'll do it because it's very ambitious, and I'm sure Tobey Maguire is going to be asking like $20 million, $20 or $30 million
W-
to be in the movie. But
Would he? Because he's not playing that many movies. I, 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 I don't know what's up. I don't know how Hollywood works. So I don't know if he's just not being like typecast a lot. He's not being asked for a lot of roles, but he's not really showing up a lot.
yeah, I agree. But I heard something about when he did Spider-Man No Way Home.
Mhm.
When they asked him to come back, his management was trying to get him to have like he was trying to get like $10 to $15 million off
Damn.
of Marvel to be in No Way Home. And they said, we'll give you two, but we can't give you any more than that. And apparently he fought with them for a while and they were like, all right, we're giving you two. That's it. And he took the 2 million. And then I think Andrew Garfield was like the same thing. His management was trying to get him to get
Well,
more. And
see, well, I think that's another thing. That's just they were trying to. They knew how much they wanted to make that happen, and maybe the managers were just trying to, capitalize on that.
yeah, yeah, I agree. But I don't know, like what's the likelihood of seeing Toby and then back? It might be slim, but I do think for the Sinister Six conversation, we could wrap it up with that. I think Andrew Garfield would be cool for that movie because I like the way his Spider Man moves around and stuff. I think it'd be sick him like webbing around
Well, yeah,
everybody coming at him.
I just like to see his arc kind of be concluded, at least in some shape or form. He's the only Spider-Man who didn't get, the final piece of the trilogy, so it would be nice to see that. But I'm sort of hoping. They would make Sony Spider-Man universe. He'd be probably a bad guy, but I think that would be dumb. Well, it would be interesting at least. I don't think that's necessarily dumb. Yeah,
I know, but I mean, who's the hero of the movie then?
Madam Web.
Who? Madam Web?
Madam Web.
Yeah, the Spider Women.
The Spider Woman.
Let's get Sydney Sweeney back in that tight
Yeah,
shirt, and she can fight some crime.
right. She's still a teenager, and
Wild. That when I went to go see it. It's funny. I went to go see it with the wife for her birthday, and I just like sitting here like, man, this shit looks borderline. Like I just feel wrong. Like look at it because it just feels weird. It feels weird, man. It's like she's supposed to be playing like a younger
what, like
person.
soft porn, like
Yeah, dude, it's weird. It just felt weird to me. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway,
Oh
so
man.
let's because I know there's not much else we can really talk about the boys, but you do feel
That's
pretty
right.
optimistic. You do feel pretty optimistic about the show, and you're gonna continue with it. Can we talk about it more on the show as you
Oh, definitely.
get
I mean,
further into
I
it?
told you like at least like till the end of summer, we can like review one season per episode. No problem. Um, one thing it's actually gonna one thing we can talk about is that how they portray Homelander at the very beginning. Axel asked me first, like, did you believe, the whole thing that Homer is a good guy? And I said, no, the internet exists. But honestly, even without any prior knowledge, right? Even if I started watching The Voice completely blind, completely without knowing anything about it, he's just, I would have had my suspicions because he's just too perfect, right? When you see him, he's just all smiles. He's the only one of the heroes, the only one of the seven who tries to make Starlight comfortable. He talks in this very charismatic way. I'm like, okay, this guy's got some dirt. He's got some
Hmm.
skeletons in his closet. There's no way that this
Yeah,
guy's perfect, right?
big skeletons, man. Big stuff. And I mean, it only gets worse as the show goes on. So I'm excited, but also worried for you that of what you're gonna see. Axel
Oh
also wants
man,
to know
I'm
what do you think
excited,
about
dude.
Black? What do you think about Black Noir? I think I asked you this earlier.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. Uh, I've seen one scene with him when he just kind of gives Starlight a cold shoulder, which I think, okay, I can give you my theory on what his story is like, what his deal is. I think that he's the least asshole-ish of the seven. Now, because he's so off-putting right from the start, without straight up giving us, his story, I feel like maybe, just maybe, he's either feeling conflicted about the seven, he's feeling some remorse. Maybe he didn't feel before, he's feeling it now. Maybe the fact that Starlight he's here is kind of making him give some insight. That's I don't know. Maybe I'm just naive, but as I said a lot of times before, I'd rather be naive than a cynic. So for now, I believe him. What his name is again? Black Noir. That's kind of a
but
stupid name, right?
black,
Can
black.
Yeah, right. That's like the chai tea conversation, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I think you'll. I'll say this in season 4. Black Noir is probably my favorite character.
Oh, okay.
So I won't say much else, but I think you'll. I don't know. I don't know how you're gonna vibe with it, man. I need you to watch this so I can talk about it because it's
Definitely.
such a weird conflicting thing because yeah, you just need to watch it, bro. So get
Definitely.
get through season 2 and let's. I don't know what's going. I mean, my daughter's going to be born here soon, but when I get things settled and we got time to come back and do another episode, I definitely want to hear your thoughts on that because like
Definitely.
season 2, I feel like to a lot of people, season 2 is a lot of their people's favorite.
Hmm.
Season 3 is my favorite.
So how's season 4? Is it good? No?
I'm gonna be honest
Dang.
with you. It's actually my least favorite.
Oh, yikes. Well, that surprised me because I remember, again, I don't like to spoil myself too much, so I don't actively go to spoilers, but I am active on social media, so I see things. And I saw this advertisement for The Boys season 4. There was like a few of the some of the cast was saying, "Oh man, the things we did, the thing we shot for season 4, you are not ready for this. It's the most crazy stuff you've ever seen on TV." Uh, so I guess
Nah.
you wouldn't agree with that.
No, I don't. I
Mm.
think they were just thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm excited. I think they were just hyping up the show, in my
Of
opinion.
course, of course.
Um, as they're supposed to. Like that's what their PR team is telling them is to hype it up. Like as
It's
everybody
just like in The Boys, dude. It's so meta.
yeah, yeah, right, exactly. It's
Mhm.
it's like I've told you a bunch of times. Like I mean, I'm a Walking Dead boy. Norman
Mhm.
Reedus used to say before every season he played Daryl Dixon in The Walking Dead.
Mhm.
He would be like, "This is the biggest season ever. That we got the most going on. We got this." And you watch it and like, yeah, it's a good season, but it's nothing too crazy, and that's just what they do. Um, I will say this: if you've already seen the edginess of the show, it gets way more like edgy and weird and
Oh, I
crazy.
can't wait.
Every season of The Boys has like that episode. It's like, what the fuck? Like when you watch it, you're like, what the hell? Season pretty much 2 through 4 now are going to have something like that. Yeah, exactly. Season 4 has a scene in it, like an episode 2, that's like disgusting. I mean, it's so nasty.
I can't wait.
And season 3, here's the thing though. Season three's big moment like that, like most nasty scene, might be more of a like what the fuck moment because
Uh-huh.
season 3 has a couple of those what the fuck moments. Season 4 just has that one, but it is nasty though. Season 3 has at least 2 of them that I know of, and the first one happens at the very beginning of the season. It's like episode 1, excuse me, and it has something to do with some man on man
Wait, you're
sex
talking about season
action
2?
going. No, season 3.
Oh, okay, season 3. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
boy
not
and
giving.
boy.
I'm not giving any story things, but there is a
Right.
scene with
Yeah, no, I
that,
get it.
and you're watching it, and you're like, okay, I'm not, whatever. We'll keep going, see what happens, and then something happens, and you're like, what the fuck? And then the boys get involved with the situation, and it's like, what the hell's going? It's crazy, dude.
Just to answer Axel's question, we stream every other Sunday of the week. Today's a Monday, I'm aware. That's because we, accidents happen. But usually we stream every other Sunday. So we're supposed to stream yesterday on the 21st. Our next scheduled stream should be on the 4th. However, as you know, Dylan might have some, how do you call them, interventions. No, that sounds bad, but you know what I mean. They might be busy. They might be very busy. So we don't know how it's gonna play out. But if you follow our socials, we always try our best to keep you updated. So there's that. We
Very
got
well
Twitter.
said.
We got
I
YouTube.
would say as far as our next show is supposed to be the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how that goes. We'll see
Mm-hmm.
how things play out. But if nothing else, the 11th should either the 11th or the 18th should definitely work. So we'll
Yes.
definitely, I can see that not being a problem for me personally by then, especially the 4th might be cutting it close. But yeah, like Jan said, every other Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today we're doing a little bit later because
It's Monday.
of
Yeah.
me mostly. So but yeah, no, the boys, man, it's a very edgy show, but it is really fun, and it has some really good story moments. There's an awesome moment. I want to talk about it because it's like, I guess because I'm about to be a father. There's a scene that happens between two characters, and it's some good stuff, dude. It's the tone of it, what was going on. It's bloody situation. It's the music. It's death. It's crazy, dude. I can't
So
go into it, so fuck it. I'm done. I'm not gonna say
so
shit else.
I have a question for you. So you said that every season has at least one of those, moments that kind of stay
Yeah.
with you. Have I come across that from season 1?
Uh, I think you got to. So one of them was Translucent's like death, right? Because
Right.
like they were trying to figure out how to kill him, and they couldn't figure it out. They said, well, and then they end up shoving it up his ass, which is,
Right.
I mean, it makes sense. You have make him
Honestly,
blow up.
I
What were you gonna honestly? What were you gonna say?
mean, honestly, it's kind of, how did I think about that earlier, right? It just makes so much sense.
Well, I mean, I think you want to stay away from the butthole as much as you can before you
Yeah,
actually
but I
have
mean,
to.
if the guy is, impervious to all damage, that's like the next best thing. When people were like speculating before Endgame came out, when people were speculating how they're gonna defeat Thanos, the people immediately went for the butt. We immediately thought here's what's gonna happen. Ant-Man has got a real small, gets to, get up
Yeah.
there and then enlarge like he's in. Remember that?
Yeah, and that's a good that's honestly I think that's why they did that, because it was supposed to kind of play on that whole like thinking
Oh
process of
yeah.
like, why don't you just just go up Thanos' ass and just that's it.
Enlarge.
Ant-Man just go in there and enlarge. I
That's
know
like
it's a
something that I would imagine seeing in The Boys. That's like something that I could totally do.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. But as far as another, honestly, I would say the other scene that probably has, like I was telling you, each season has one or two WTF moments. I
mhm.
feel like it's between the translucent one, and I also think it's also what you mentioned before about I can't remember what her name is, but
Popclaw.
yeah, with her sitting on the dude's face and then it exploding. Like that's pretty wild shit. Like you even said it yourself. That's not some shit that you just see like
I
just
don't.
anywhere. It's between the boys and
I,
then
only in my wildest dreams. You know.
what a way to go.
Right? I mean, if I gotta go, I mean, at least go out with a bang.
Oh man, that's funny, dude. You're crazy.
Do I trust Billy Butcher? Honestly, I kind of do. Mostly because I mean the show is trying really hard to make me distrust him. Pretty much every person he meets, they're like, "Oh man, what are you doing here? You owe me a bunch of money, and you also ruined my marriage, and you also ruined my life." But you know what? I don't know. Billy Butcher says something, right? Something that kind of makes them click, and they go, "You son of a bitch, I'm in." So I think out of all the people I've met, right? Out of all the main cast and the boys, I think he's the one I would go with, right? At least he's kind of upfront with things. He's clearly hiding something, but he's telling you stuff as it is, right? I mean, I definitely go with him before any of the Soups. I mean, they just do it. Like every time they talk in front of a camera, God, they make my blood boil. I hate them so much. Um, just because they remind me of actual people, like actual celebrities who actually have like these personas
Hmm.
in front of cameras, and it's so poignant.
Yeah,
So yeah, I go with the murder. I go with the
yeah,
murder with the Cockney accent.
yeah. It's a bit of a yeah, it's a bit of a roller coaster ride with Butcher and him leading the boys, and then also dealing with his own personal troubles, and he's got his own personal gains that he's trying to accomplish, and how everybody gets involved with that is it's all good stuff, and that's why I'm really trying to be careful what I say, because I think you just need to get to that point and we'll talk about it, because like I know that I know it's hard not to talk more about it, but I'm really trying to dance around it here.
I
I think you mentioned
appreciate it.
this one earlier. Was it so wait, do you I think you already said this. Do you consider who do you consider the main character, Billy, Huey, or Starlight? Didn't you say you, in your opinion, Jan, that you believe Huey and Starlight are?
Yeah, for now, Hugh and Starlight are the main characters. We see both, they both get introduced, formally, and they're both. Everybody else that I've seen so far has already been in the game, right? Is either part of the Soups or already knows how messed up the Soups are. While Billy and Starlight are the only ones who we see, whose rude awakening we see. And we see how they both deal with it differently, and we see in which ways they react to it, right? So Starlight is she's trying to still do some good in this very corrupt environment, while Huey, he's just he wants blood. He wants to see some heads roll. So it's that's why, at least for now, I see them as the main characters. I'm sure as shows they go for this long, we'll see some differences. But for now, yeah, those two.
I think it's a
So
good. I think it's a good ensemble cast, right? Like, I mean,
mhm,
Huey and Starlight are probably the good-hearted people of the show. Like their intention, even though Huey is very vengeful and just angry because of Robin, like, and I mean, why wouldn't you, right?
yeah,
Like you're making plans with this woman to move in with her and like essentially start a little life together, and then she just gets taken from you like that. Um,
and you're
so
back to living with your dad, and
yeah, back to live with your
yeah,
dad, and your dad's trying to be as supportive as he can, but he
but
doesn't
he
really
can.
know. how
He's
you
very
feel.
suppressive also. He's not validating a lot of his pain, a lot of his anger. He's just
Yeah,
saying, you know what, let's just lay low. Let's, he
let's
he
just
re-
watch
outright
TV.
he outright says him, just stop. Whatever crusade you're thinking of, just stop it because you don't have the fight in you. That's
Yeah,
that's a terrible thing for your dad
yeah.
to tell you.
Well, that's what's great because he says something like that in season 4. The situation
Uh-huh.
happens, and he kind of tells him the same. So it's like that. He has that same opinion of Huey all throughout the entire show, where it's
Oh
like,
damn.
are you? I don't think you're not a fighter. You never have been. You're more of
Mm-hmm.
a, you sit on the sidelines kind of guy. And I think that's why Huey is one of those. He wants to. You see it as the show goes on that he really tries to take lead in his own right. And like he comes into the boys very vengeful, but then he realizes how much of a difference being a part of this team can make, because they realize that the soups and vault are a problem. This is not,
Mm-hmm.
it's commercialized, but you got these superpowered beings who are going to be almost impossible to stop. I have a theory about it though. I got a theory about vault, the soups, and all that, but I'm gonna let you watch the show first
Okay.
and then
And
give a theory as to why all this shit is happening in the first place and why things have gotten to the point they have gotten.
oh
But
man, this is like
that's more
big
of a,
conspiracy.
yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, dude, I can't wait. Like a few years from now, we'll be doing the pre-premiere show, like before the first episode of season 5 drops. So no spoilers, but the other two members of the boys are named. Yeah, okay. I don't know who Kimiko is. I have met
Oh yeah, you might not have had.
Mother's Milk.
Yeah, yeah.
Mother's Milk. I
You've
met
met
him.
MM, but you haven't met. Yeah, I don't know if you have met Kimiko. She's not the character she is by
Oh, it's a
season 4,
she.
and
Okay, all
yeah,
right.
yeah. She's
I mean, since they're called the boys, I was kind of imagining
yeah.
they're all be men, but
Oh come on, the boys is just a team, man. It's just a
yeah, that makes
team.
sense. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, Kimiko, man. She's nice.
All right.
She's got good. I love her powers
Oh,
too.
good
She's awesome.
attributes. Oh, okay, good powers.
Yeah,
Oh, she's a
she's got
power
that too.
person. All right.
She's got good attributes. Yeah, I mean, yes, but sure, her abilities are pretty cool. She
Okay.
reminds me of like old school like X-Men type character, and
Okay.
how she got her powers and what she is super interesting. So I think you'll like that too as well. So
See, I thought that people in this world, obviously, I know nothing, but I thought the people in this world were kind of born super.
mhm.
Do you the boys as Punisher type characters?
I guess, do we view the boys as Punisher type characters?
As someone who has really doesn't know too much about the Punisher, haven't read too many of his comics, I guess because he's kind of an anti-hero, right? And the boys are pretty much that. They're working in the shadows. They have pretty selfish goals, but in the end, they are going against the Supes, which are, as you said, a very big problem that should be dealt with. So yeah, I could see they're Punisher. I can see Butcher cosplaying as him. He already has a leather jacket. He only has a skull. And I've seen him with a rifle, with an automatic rifle. So he really only needs a shirt and the
That's
button.
true.
But
That's true. And I love that guy too. The guy that plays Butcher. His name is Carl Urban. Have you? This is going to sound like a stupid question. You've seen Lord of the Rings, haven't you?
I have seen Lord of the Rings. Yes,
He's in Lord of the Rings, but I don't remember what his character's name is. So that's my
we're gonna
bad.
find out. We're gonna find out
I'm
real
not.
soon.
Yeah, if you type in Carl Urban, the Lord of the Rings,
Or-
it'll come up.
Okay, Carl. Oh, well, he's from New Zealand, so it makes sense. Well, maybe that's where his accent's from. Maybe it's just New
Well, he
Zealand
doesn't.
beat.
He doesn't talk like that in real life. Like if you
Oh,
hear him in interviews, he doesn't sound like that at all.
okay. He portrays a character called Eomer. Eomer. Wait, let me do some image search. Okay, I recognize him. So
Yeah.
blonde dude, long hair. I
Yep.
probably should know who he is. He's a human.
Yeah.
Um,
And just like what Axel's saying, he's also in Thor Ragnarok as well. He plays the Hela's servant. He's the bald guy who's got the 2 assault
Who,
rifle,
me?
and he's like, yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, oh, look at these 2. Look at these. Look what I got. I got these from Midgar, from a place called Texas, and he's got like 2 guns in his hand.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yes, Scourge.
Yeah, that sounds
Uh,
right. Yeah, but a great dude though. He
do you
played in
know?
the. Oh, what were
Yeah,
we gonna say?
go
Go ahead.
ahead. I
Oh,
was
I
gonna
was gonna
say
say,
that.
holy shit. All right, you go ahead.
Okay, so I'm seeing on his Wikipedia page that he's casted as Johnny Cage in the upcoming
Yes,
Mortal Kombat
in
movie.
Mortal
That's gonna be fun
Kombat.
to see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird casting. I'm fine with it, but that's
It
weird.
is because he's very American Johnny Cage as a character. So,
Yeah, I
but
don't
I
know
can
how
see him
that's
play.
gonna
I
work out.
mean, he is the asshole, so I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong. Carl Urban is awesome. But what else? Do we got anything else to say about the boys? I can't say much else. So
Yeah,
you're gonna
no.
have to
Grasping for
tie it up.
straws. We can make the top 5
Top 5 what?
characters. I'm thinking. I'm thinking on the spot. Top 5 characters so far. Okay, number 1, Billy Butcher. Number 2. You know what? I like Frenchie. I didn't think I would like him, but I like Frenchie. I like his accents, huh?
Yeah,
I like
mon coeur, mon ami.
like
Right on your mother's titties. Have you heard him say that yet?
I haven't heard it say that yet.
That shit's
Oh
amazing.
yeah, I did actually. I did.
Yeah, on your mama's
Yeah.
titties.
I'm more American than you. I'm more American than you. Oh, mon ami, viens the boys. I don't know. I can't remember any lines from him. So, you know what, I'm gonna, okay, number 1, Bill Butcher. Frenchie, I'm gonna put at number 3 because I want to put Starlight on number 2 for now. I really like her character. I really like her. She's kind of naive, but it comes from a good place.
Yeah.
He's very good-hearted. I would like Huey, but he's just too much of a wimp as for right now. And I don't dislike the character, but now when I make these top characters, I'm more thinking about characters that I would like to talk to while drinking a beer or something. So number 3, Frenchie. Number 4, Frenchie's girlfriend, or Frenchie's friend. When he's introduced, there's this chick in his
Okay.
lab. With like hair black as the night and these 2 cool blue eyes. And number 4.
Oh, I thought that was your 4.
No. Oh yeah, you're right. Number 5.
All right, speed this up. Let's go. Let's get the fuck
Number
out. Come on.
5. Translucent's penis. I really enjoyed that.
I think he should be more honorable mentions, but all right, we can keep
You're right. You're actually my honorable mention. Translucent's penis. Translucent's penis. Number 5. Come on, help me out here, dude.
Queen Maeve, the Deep, A Train,
The
Homelander.
Deep's butt cheek. The Deep's right butt cheek. That's my number 5.
Okay, that's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
Oh yeah, and Huey
Anyway,
Actor also voices Superman in Adventure with Superman. My Adventure with Superman.
yeah, I think it's a animated.
Yeah, it sounds like
Hey,
an animated
I
show.
will say the not to get on that whole thing, but the DC animated universe is actually pretty good. I think we can all agree on that, right? Like the DC animated universe.
I
Like,
haven't seen it, but sure.
it's honestly like pretty decent. Like the Marvel's done it, and they've kind of tried to copy the DC universe a little bit by making their own little
The
animated
Marvel one
movie.
was pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I remember watching some. Yeah, go ahead.
No,
I was gonna
go
say
ahead.
I remember watching some animated. I mean, DC animated cartoons were usually pretty good. Batman: The Brave and the Bold was pretty good. Even the Batman show before that was pretty good. Justice League. Can you tell that I'm out of my element?
I can tell a little bit. I'm out of mine too. Like I'm just trying to get past the like. There's nothing else for me. Like I felt bad for Axel here. Axel 05, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, he came
Hopefully you
here
can still hear us.
for the boys talk, and we were like, dude, are disappointing him.
I think yeah, we didn't want to disappoint him, but it's like I don't know what else to say. Like I'm season 4. I'm done. Like I'm already caught up. I've watched Gen V. I'm already caught up on the boys. So I just want to hear Jan's thoughts. He's only 3 episodes in, so that's it. I got nothing else. Anyway, that's all I got for that. So just top last few minutes of the show, I just want to talk to you about some gaming stuff, man, because I know a lot of our show we talk about some gaming things. And we don't have to make this super long conversation, but what have you I know you've been busy, I've been busy, but I've been playing some games. But what have you been playing? Oh, well, okay, we want to go first. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. I actually I've been bouncing around a little bit. I don't know why. Okay. I hate it when I do that. But I was really putting a lot of time into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm at the end, actually. I'm actually at the point of no return. I've gotten the message that tells me like you're at the end. So I'm close on that. But I have not gone back to it yet. I haven't gone back to it yet because I just haven't been in the mood.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It's not that it's bad. I'm ready to see what happens next, but I'm also kind of like, do I really want to sit down and go through this right now? I don't know. So I actually started playing. I wanted to at least try it out, and I come to really like it, at least the gameplay anyway. I think everything else is kind of bland, but I've been playing Flintlock Siege of Dawn. Came out day 1 on Xbox. We talked about it on last episode with Russ. He was looking forward to the game, so I'm interested to see what his thoughts are on it as well. But I've been playing that. I put about three-ish hours into it, and it's a lot of fun. It reminds me a lot like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor. Kind of has that same combat style, but it's hard.
Is it a shooter?
No. It's a Souls adjacent type game, and it's you play as this girl. She's like I forget. I don't know if she's like some kind of soldier. I don't remember what it is. I'm not that far into the story either, but she ends up running into this like fox looking character, and this fox character gives her like these god. He's a god apparently. She ends up getting like godlike powers where she can have like enhanced agility, enhanced speed, and things like that. And so essentially, she can move. She kind of has the moves like a Jedi almost. It's like she can jump really high, dodge. She's a lot faster, things like that. And the game has a combat system a lot like Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order. Kind of has that same type of feel to it. But only you get a few more guns this time around. So you have guns, but then most time you're fighting with a battle axe. That's like your main weapon.
Oh,
and
I like that.
Yeah, me too. And you can have two different. So far, you can only get 2 different types of axes. One is just your regular axe, and then your other one can be like magic oriented. Like right now, I have a fire inflicted axe. So if I strike an enemy, they burn. So it's not like it really retreads the formula. We've seen a lot of the stuff that this game does, but it is a lot of fun, and I like the world. I like the enemies. They're nasty looking. Like you got straight up zombies like as your enemies, but then you also have like these hairy looking big ass spiders you got to kill, and those jokers give me the heebie-jeebies, man. I'm not even like I'm arachnophobia. I don't even have that, but I'm like, dude, this shit's creeping me the hell out.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing. A few screenshots here. Yeah,
it's fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's again, I hope I can see it through. I don't think it's like a super long game. And what this game does is not anything special, but it just has things that I like in it. And it's Souls light, so yeah, you can lose all of your currency when you die. And I've died a few times in this game, quite a bit. Actually, there's an achievement for dying like 10 to 20 times, and I've already gotten that like my first or second playthrough.
You did it for the achievement, right?
Yeah, sure. Let's just say that. But anyway, yeah. So that's all I got to say about it. I've been having fun with that. I've been playing that. And then also too, really big in the States, College Football 25 came out. I'm not much into sports games. But I was playing a little bit of that and then just kind of dabbling with it. I got a free trial for like that's 10 hours, 10-hour free trial. And so I was like, shit, why not? I'll
How'd
check
you
it out.
get it?
I have a subscription to EA Play through my Xbox because I have like Game Pass Ultimate, so all of it's grouped together. So I got like 10 hours for free that I could check it out. So play a little bit of that. But the highlight has been Flintlock Siege of Dawn. So that's all I've been checking out when I've had the time. Jan, what you been playing? I know you said Devil May Cry, man. Devil May Cry 5. I got halfway through that game and didn't finish it.
Only halfway?
Yeah. Got halfway through it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been ever since 2020, so what, 3 years ago, I've been getting into the Devil May Cry franchise. I started with the first three. I bought like the HD collection, so I got the first three. Then a year later, and you know how I am, completionist as I am, I like platinum these games, and these games have, pretty rough trophy lists. They get progressively harder and harder. In the first three games, they only task you with beating the game in every difficulty and also beating every mission with an S rank. But you can do it on the easiest difficulty, so it's not like the hardest thing to do as long as you know what you're doing. Then a year later, in 2021, I played Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. Let me tell you, dude, that trophy list is insane. You have to get an S rank on every mission, on every difficulty. It's brutal. It's brutal. And there's also there's this mode called Bloody Palace, which is pretty much just an endurance mode. You have like 101 stages to get through, with no checkpoints. You can save, but you can only suspend your game, right? You can't like make in between saves. If you die, that's it. You go back. And you can like use like cheats that give you like super characters, but if you do that, you lose rank. Like you get a rank at the end of it, and there's a trophy for beating you with an S rank. So which means you got to use a normal character. And you have to beat it with every character. There's some characters that are just really hard to use. That was insane. A year later, Devil May Cry 5, and that it has a similar trophy list to Devil May Cry 4. But there are a lot more exploits you can use, so it wasn't as hard. And then I tackled Special Edition, which is now this year, which is the last one I'm missing. And I'm just been having fun with it for the most part. There are some missions that are that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to S rank every mission and every difficulty. It's it's just that I'm just grinding away because I don't want to get too invested emotional into, so I'm putting like putting a podcast on and just running away. Maybe pause it when I'm at a very intense section. I'm getting there. There's I don't know if you only play Devil May Cry 5, right? You haven't played the other ones.
I played that one, and then I played the I think it's like which one is it where Dante? Sorry, not Dante.
Dante is the name of the main.
Is that his name? I'm sorry, I'm not
Dante,
really super familiar with the series.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
What's the one that he has
the
black
reboot,
hair instead
of
reboot? I played the reboot, and then I played
yeah. I mean, the reboot, he's like it's a whole different beast. It's pretty much like not even like accepted as one of the main games. It's kind of overhated, I think. I think the game's it's kind of all right. Have you played all the way through it?
I played most of it. I did it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was okay. I thought it was funny where in the very beginning where like that wig or mop head comes off and lands right on his head, and he looks like the old Dante. He's like, not a million years, and throw it down, Oh, that's funny.
I mean,
he's like he's naked. He's naked in the trailer, and then a piece of pizza covers up his
yeah, he opens the door to the trailer like completely naked, just full frontal. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't too popular. People kind of didn't like him, and I didn't like him too much. He's kind of too edgy. Just like you said, he's like just as the boys are edgy but are charismatic, while DMC, the reboot, is just only edgy. Like they keep, I don't know, fucking talking like teenagers. There's a part when they go, "Oh man, I killed that dude," or like, "Well, I killed 2 more demons." And they go like, "Well, my dick is bigger than yours." It's just like but going back, so what I was gonna say is that Devil May Cry gets when I say every difficulty, you might imagine what 2, 3. There's like 6 difficulties in these games, and they
Mhm.
get very creative with them. So you got like you got easy, you got normal, you got hard, and from hard onward, they start switching the enemy spawns. So you get harder enemies way earlier than you usually would, and you get
Yeah.
way more asshole-ish enemy formations later on. Then you get very hard, which is just obnoxious. It's called Dante Must Die, which, in my opinion, is not even hard. It's just very obnoxious because the enemies, it takes they take a lot of abuse,
Yeah.
too much, in my opinion, to the point where it's just not fun. Uh,
Yeah.
but then you get to the funny ones. There's a mode called Heaven or Hell, where everything dies in one hit, including you. So it's just, it's kind of a meme mode. But then you beat that, you get Hell and Hell. And in that one, you die in one hit, but all the enemies are set on hard. And that's where it gets interesting. But that's just what makes these games fun. It's especially the earlier ones. The later ones, I think they kind of lose their flair. At least to me, they lose the appeal to me. But one and 3 are my favorites. They're games that you can beat them all in one sitting, like in 6-7 hours, and then you get such an adrenaline rush by the end. You're like, man, it was awesome. I want to do it all over again. And you do. And you start getting better. You start getting creative with the combos. So the harder difficulties are just stepping stones because you're getting better as the enemies are getting harder. So it's just very fun games to go through.
Yeah.
5, not so much. I have 5 is a great game. I just have this gripe with it where it's a bit too long. It's a bit too self-indulgent to the point that by the time you get to the end, but at least my first time, I kind of didn't want to play any more of it. I was kind of done with it. Also, the story didn't really. I didn't find it as fun as the other ones.
Hmm.
It takes itself a bit too seriously for my liking. Which
Yeah.
not that the other ones they aren't serious, but this one is a bit. It's not it's a bit over the edge, and the humor that you do get is just comes off as very awkward. There's these new characters that are just I don't feel them as much. Nico especially. I don't know if you remember her. She's the lady who drives
Hmm.
the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Like I don't know if she's liked generally by the fans. I just find her like very awkward. She I don't know, like Nero, one of the main characters. Like he goes, hey, you know what? We're actually starting to kind of work like a team. This is nice. And she goes, oh, are you flirting with me? Exactly. Like what? Uh, so yeah, I'm just.
Oh, okay. So he's one of those. It's
That's
just, yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know. I've never, again, I haven't started from the first one, so maybe that's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it. But I don't know. I can't really get into the something about the combat throws me off. I don't know what it is because
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy 16, right? That's one of the things that they can gets compared to. Like the combat system is very reminiscent of that a little bit of, and
You did have
you would
one
be
of the developers, yeah.
you would be able to add a little bit more to this because you've played them. So what I'm hearing is the 16 is very
Mm-hmm.
reminiscent of Devil May Cry games, and I while the combat in 16 could get a bit monotonous after a while, it started feeling really, really good when you had every icon ability. And when you had, especially when you get the Leviathan powers, which I know you haven't got there yet, when you get the Leviathan icon, you just feel unstoppable. And the things that Clive can do is incredible. I didn't really get bored after that. Like I had so much fun. With Devil May Cry, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I feel so disjointed from the story because this is a continuous story, correct?
Not really. I mean, I mean, yeah, obviously it does build upon the other ones, but they're like separate adventures.
Okay.
Like they're not. Like 5 does start in medias res, but that's just the game, right? As you go on, it unveils what happened before. It's not a continuing from a cliffhanger
Oh, okay.
before. It's not like that.
Okay. Because that's one of the things that I felt that like every time I go back to play one of these games, I just felt that it was like I'm so out of my element. Like I don't even know what the hell's
Hmm.
going on. I just feel like I'm just killing monsters, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like I
Yeah,
don't even.
yeah. I mean, I agree. With the 5th one, it's pretty much like that. It's just it acts as if it's building up to something, right? It's big on some big reveal, and the big reveal is that you're fighting the same, like exactly you thought you would be fighting, like the same rival ever since Devil May Cry 3. So it doesn't. It looks cool. It all looks very cool, but in my opinion, it's a lot of style without substance. A lot
Yeah.
of style without substance.
Yeah.
But the combat is great. I cannot shit on the combat. Maybe you were a bit out of your element, but just as kind of like you said with FF16, you as you play through, you get red orbs, you purchase new skills, and the combat, the combo potential just open up. It's a playground. Like the amount of different stuff you can do with a game. I play this game for like hundreds of hours, and it's still sometimes when I'm having a hard time with like a boss, trying hard time to like S rank him or beat him without getting hit or something. I look up what someone else did on YouTube, and I see him doing something that I couldn't even imagine you could do, right? But like I have all the tools, I just wasn't creative enough to use them to chain them together in such a way. No, I really cannot, especially Dante. I don't know if you get to the part where you play as him, but
no, I didn't. Not yet. Not
yeah,
yet. No.
yeah. So once you play, it's crazy. Like he has 4 different styles, like fighting styles, and like 4 different weapons, and each weapon works differently with each style. And he also has 4 different like ranged weapons. It's like people just make like montage videos of them doing these crazy stunts, and
Yeah.
just juggling enemies in the air forever. And I'm not there. I'm gonna say, compared to that, I'm a filthy casual. I know how to get my way through the levels, but I don't know how to do it in such a stylish manner.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've seen some stuff too. It definitely is one I'd like to go back to. Capcom, man, is just like
Popping out.
Capcom is probably like my favorite developer right now. They've been coming out with banger after banger of games. It seems like they've only dipped one time, and that was with the Resident Evil 3. As of late, is the Resident
Yeah,
Evil 3
during
remake.
the PS3 era, they had kind of a
But
rough
dude,
patch.
yeah, they
But
did. But I mean, dude, they're doing a really good job, man. And like, I don't know, this is one thing I was going to talk to you and Russ about last week, but I don't know if you guys are super into it, so I didn't bring it up. But we're getting a Dead Rising remake or remaster, but it's essentially a remake. I don't
yeah,
know
I
if you know much
haven't.
about Dead Rising, but
I haven't never played them, but I know some of it. I remember watching some videos back in the day, so I know
yeah,
the idea.
it's silly. It's silly.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of detective work in there, but it's like you're mowing down like hundreds of zombies in this mall, and it's really really cool.
Yeah.
Like it's like you can kill a zombie with anything. Like you can take a toilet seat cover and just beat the shit out of a zombie with it, and like it just reminds me of them good old days, back on the 360 and stuff and it's a remaster's coming out in September, and I would love to play it. Will I? I don't know if I'm gonna have the time, but I think, but that's Capcom though. Like Capcom
That
just
is
makes
custom,
they
yeah.
just make they make good games, and even like something as silly as Dead Rising, like it's gonna have quality. It just might be a little goofy. Voice acting might not be great, but the gameplay looks fun.
Well, yeah, I mean, it may lack in depth, emotional depth of storytelling, narrative depth, but maybe it has a lot in gameplay. I mean, I know the Devil May Cry games are like that. By the way, and I'm gonna stop talking about DMC after this. My little recommendation, you don't have to follow it, but I think that if you want to get into a DMC, start with the third one. I think start with the third one because story-wise, it's the best. It's a prequel to all the other ones. You play as young Dante, and the first game, as much as I like it, it aged pretty. You know me. I like the charm of these older games, and it was revolutionary as a hack and slash game at its time. But now it definitely aged kind of poorly. But 3, it's just one of those games that are just timeless. I mean, Devil May Cry 5 pretty much plays like 3, just with more added on top of it. And the story is great. I think it's fun. It has even some emotional moments. By the end, I was kind of gripped. I was kind of, oh man. There's a part, when the main bad guys goes, "You can't take this from me, Dante. It belongs to a son of Sparta." And I'm like, damn. And the music hits.
Where
But,
can I play these? Do I have to go get me a
Annie,
console or
they've
can I?
been ported. everywhere.
Oh,
I think you can play it as part of the HD collection, which goes on sale every other day of the week.
it might be.
So
It might even be on a. Well, I don't know. It might not be on Xbox, is it?
I don't know. I can check it out in like 2 seconds.
Sure. Yeah. Be my guy in the chair, and then we can get ready to close out the show because I know we've been on for a little while.
Sure. Game Pass? Question mark.
Excuse me.
That's all right.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not on Game Pass, but it is on sale, both on the Xbox Store and the PlayStation Store. It's like
good.
it's like over 50% off. So
Oh, okay, good.
I mean, I know you're
Yeah,
busy, but
yeah. I mean, add that to the backlog, dude. I
pretty
have
much,
so many
yeah.
games that I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to touch them, dude. It's like between like we're gonna have to sit down and because I mean, you know, if you guys are not not new to the show, I mean, me and Jan try to pick a game that we're both playing and talk about it on the show and try to finish it around the same time. But one, are we
We
even gonna
haven't
have the
done that
time
in
to
a
do that?
while.
And two, like, what the hell do we even sit down and talk about? Because the next big release, the next big release probably is Star Wars Outlaws, and I don't think me and Jan are buying that shit
I'm
day
not.
one.
I'm not giving EA. No, no. As soon as I saw, you know what? When I decided, I mean, I was already pretty sure that wasn't gonna. But you know what kind of made me sure of that? Kind of put the final nail in the coffin when they said, "Oh, we have extra mission with Jabba the Hutt, and to play it, you have to buy the Ultra Deluxe Edition for like $100 million gajillion." Like, you know what? Fuck you. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wait a year, wait for this shit to get on sale, get like tremendously discounted, and buy like the Ultra Deluxe Edition package for €20. That's what I'm gonna.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. Yeah, I mean, the only way I would play it sooner is like I say, if you were on board, like, hey man, I want to check it out. I think it'd be fun to do and talk to people about. Maybe I would maybe do it, but other than that,
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah, F that
imagine
damn
the
game.
glitchy mess is gonna be at launch. I mean, it's EA.
Yeah.
There's no way it's gonna be stable.
Wait, it's not EA, it's Ubisoft.
It's still even better.
I didn't catch that. Yeah, it's not EA, it's Ubisoft. But
You're right, it's Ubisoft.
I do agree with you though, especially with how Survivor turned out at launch.
Oh
That was
man,
I still don't think the game is fixed. I love
I
that
don't
game.
think so.
I love that
I
game,
do too. I really like that. I really like it.
but it is it's
Even the
definitely rough.
cutscenes, dude. It staggers during cutscenes. How does that happen?
It's dude, it
Mhm.
sucks because the game gets such a bad rap and it just had a bad launch. That's all. But I
Yep.
mean, it was still playable, and I still love that game.
Oh, same.
It's yeah, it's
Same.
fantastic. But anyway, I know we talked about the boys as much as we could. Sorry, Axel, if you go back and watch this later, and thank you for checking us out if you were still here. But I think that's where we'll end it right there, man. This is good. I need
Sounds
to talk about some nerdy shit. Jan, do you got anything you want to say to the people before we close out this episode?
Well, for once, I have something to say to you, and that is, you can congratulations. Probably not gonna be there when the magic happens, but so I'm saying it now preemptively.
Thank you.
Big feeling.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm really excited, and I appreciate you guys checking us out. I mean, just coming to the show, liking the episode, subscribing to the channel. Those are all ways to show us some love, man. So we really do appreciate it. And I know we get a lot of our views after the fact, and so for all you guys who watch later or listen to us on the way to work, I do really appreciate all the support because we've been doing this for a while, man. And you know, we've had ups and downs of it, and things have been busy with me and Jan. Both have had things going on both of our ends that have kept us from being into this thing. But having times like we've had this evening, just talking to Jan and everything, and just joking around. I'm reminded why I need this. I need to do
Definitely.
it as much as I can. So it's been awesome. Like, you know, season 2 of Deadhead Podcast has been great so far, and I'm excited to see where this goes. I don't know where I'm going to be living at. I know I'm going to have a screaming baby here soon, but I want to try to make as much time as I can to play some good games, talk to some great people, and keep doing the show, man. Because I love doing it, and I really only want the show to grow and to reach more people. And if it just the thought of like someone having a bad day and then coming and checking out the Deadhead podcast, make them feel better, it gives me a lot of inspiration to keep going. So I know it's long winded, but I think about that a lot. So, but yeah, thank you guys for checking out another episode of Deadhead Podcast, episode 53. Feels good to be back, and I feel sad we're leaving now. I almost don't want to, but I got to work soon. But thank you guys for checking us out again. Don't forget to follow us on all of our socials. We have our link tree in each one of our respective socials, so go follow us everywhere. Be sure to subscribe to the Deadhead 96 YouTube channel. Be sure to share this episode with anybody, your friends or whatever. Or please just watch it again. It makes us feel good. I'll try to cut these episodes up so we can have shorter segments so we can more advertise for the show. Just been busy, but thank you guys again for all the support. We appreciate you guys greatly. Play some great games. Hang around your loved ones, and stay safe, everybody. But don't forget to also stay dead, my friends.
Stay dead.